Being evicted is about more than losing a place to live, as bad as that is all by itself. It can break up families and leave a paper trail that makes it hard to find another place to live. A new study finds there were nearly 50,000 eviction filings from 2014 through 2017 in Hamilton County. Believe it or not, that works out to 230 every single week. I-Team Chief Investigator Craig Cheatham and WCPO reporter Lucy May looked at this report and how its findings affect all of us. I want to thank you both for being here. So that's my first question out of the gate. How does this affect all of us?
There are lots of different ways. As you mentioned, once you have an eviction on your record, even if that eviction is dismissed, even if it's your only one, it makes it incredibly hard to find another place to live. We talked to a woman who said she spent 6 months calling dozens and dozens and dozens of places. During that time, she was separated from her kids because she had no place to go for her whole family. And once you find a place to live, the folks at Legal Aid tell us it can be a substandard place to live. That means kids are getting disrupted, schools getting disrupted, people can lose their jobs, they can lose all of their belongings if they don't have a place to store them after they've been evicted, and they have to start all over, which just feeds into our community's already terrible poverty problem.
It can not only create poverty, it can extend that cycle of poverty for people. And so if you're already struggling with low income, maybe you've got 2, 3 part-time jobs trying to scrabble together a living, if you're suddenly evicted, you're homeless. How do you find a place?
Especially if you're working 2 jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
You may need government services more. You may need emergency shelter. It also creates more instability in a neighborhood that may already be unstable.
So what's the fix?
This study had a number of recommendations, and including things like, well, and some of it requires money, which isn't going to be popular with a lot of folks, but the study asked for the city of Cincinnati to set aside general fund dollars to help provide lawyers for people who are in eviction court. More than almost 90% of the landlords who were studied in this, who went through eviction court had attorneys. Less than 3% of tenants had attorneys representing them. So there's an idea of, can you provide lawyers for the tenants to help them understand their rights and a little better? Can you provide some money to help families get through that month? So if there was a grant for less than $1,000 per family that could see them through that tough time and help them keep their home, that would not only be good for the families, it's good for landlords too, because evicting people is expensive for landlords. They usually have to make repairs to their apartments can't be rented immediately, they're losing income, and it costs them money to file these evictions. So there are some recommendations in these report that the supporters of them believe could be kind of a win-win for everybody.
A lot of people, they just need that transition, you know? I mean, maybe they're having a tough month, so if there was a program that allowed them to get $1,000 a year, a one-time, no payback grant, that really would be all a lot of people would need.
All right, Lucy May, Craig Cheatham, thanks for your work on this story. And if you'd like to read more about this story, all you have to do is go to WCPO.com.